Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is it's a thing. Alright, in all seriousness, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is the second movie in the new Jurassic World franchise and is the fifth Jurassic Park movie ever made. After watching this film, I think it's safe to say that this is the worst Jurassic Park movie ever made. I feel complete confidence making that claim, and I am willing to break it down and explain why Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is the worst. Before I talk about this movie, I do believe I had to talk about the first Jurassic World just so I can better review this piece of garbage. Number 1, Jurassic World. Jurassic World 1 is kind of a boring mess. Now, I understand that once you're trying to reboot a franchise, that a soft reboot is a good way to go. You know you're going to make your money's worth when you're essentially remaking a movie, yet rebranding it. But this movie is literally the same exact movie as Jurassic Park. The only narrative difference is that the park is actually public rather than just being tested out. This movie simply contradicts and retcons several things that we in the previous Jurassic Park movies just for the sake of plot, and it makes me feel dumb. Like, movie, do you think I'm dumb? Most of the characters and anything else that makes up the movie is pretty forgettable and bland in addition to this, and it's simply just a poor bootleg version of the original Jurassic Park. With such a wonderful start into the new Jurassic World movies, you can only imagine how great the next Jurassic World movie will be. Number 2, the plot. Just as Jurassic World is a carbon copy of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a carbon copy of The Lost World Jurassic Park Part 2. Because that movie did so great! Alright, so let me go over this plot real quick. A team of dinosaur pro people go back to an island full of dinosaurs in order to save said dinosaurs. Team Good Guy is then betrayed by Team Bad Guy in order for Team Bad Guy to get the dinosaurs for economic value. Now, this is a very simple plot. Normally, I don't have a problem with that. My problems with this movie's plot more lies with the fact that it's the same goddamn movie. At least with Jurassic World 1, you can hide behind the fact that you were trying to set up a franchise and you didn't want to take risks. But now you don't have that excuse. You have a platform. You've established a fan base already. Try something new. Be creative. All you need to make a good original movie is a talented group of writers to manage it. Oh, wait. The only thing we really get to see that's new and unique in the new Jurassic World movie is a volcano eruption scene and the Indoraptor. Which, I mean, cool. The Indoraptor doesn't really add anything to the plot. It's just a cool new dinosaur toy you guys clearly wanted to sell. And honestly, while watching the movie, I couldn't help but feel the volcano scene was just dumb. It exists simply to be on a goddamn wallpaper. Trust me when I say this, too. The laziness is persistent throughout the entire film, not just simply with the plot. Number 3, the writing. The characters in this movie are as developed as planks of wood. These things in the movie that we call characters aren't even really characters. They're more just story devices to keep the narrative flowing. You have Chris Pratt, adventure dude, who is just good at everything. You have red-headed animal rights activists and a nerd who screams a lot. All the villains are the same cookie-cutter, by-the-numbers, evil businessmen that we've seen countless times before, not only in Jurassic Park movies, but in just better movies in general. I can't remember any unique character trait, let alone the names of the characters I'm supposed to be rooting for in this movie. And honestly, if you do, you deserve some type of reward, maybe like a cookie or something. I shouldn't be forced to remember these characters by their actors' names or by vague character traits. It's literally screenwriting 101. I have no reason to watch this movie if I can't connect to these characters on a level beyond what I can write on a fortune cookie. Now, some of you might say, oh, the characters may be a little flat, but they might have some interesting interactions with each other to make up with it. Nope. Now, the dialogue in this film isn't terrible to the point where I can laugh at it. It's more just so boring, it puts me to sleep. If you had found some random book on dialogue writing and then read the plot synopsis on the back of the DVD cover for this movie, then you would be able to summarize this entire film. For some reason, people don't think that dialogue is that important in movies, which is absolutely absurd. Dialogue can really make or break a movie, and if done right, it can really energize the film that is taking place right before you. I understand the show don't tell rule, however, that doesn't mean to be lazy when it comes to story writing and dialogue. And I haven't even started about the acting. Number 4, the acting. Much like the rest of this movie, The acting in this film is very bland and forgettable. Everyone in this movie just either seems really bored or just really uninterested and detached from what is being filmed. The acting in this movie has as much substance as this poster board I'm showing you. It's emotionless. Chris Pratt is fine, does a decent job of what he's given with. However, what he's given with, as I've brought up before, isn't much. Bryce Dallas Howard's character is also fine, I guess. Nothing really memorable about her performance. That kid from Detective Pikachu is also in this, and yeah, he's pretty terrible. However, I do think part of that is because of the writing, not necessarily his performance. The kid actor in this movie is actually annoying and useless and just really bad, and she serves no real purpose to the narrative, so I have no idea why she's in here. Jeff Goldblum is here simply to say stuff that can be used in a trailer. Literally, he's hyped up in the trailer for some reason, but I don't know why. He's only in here for like 5 minutes. What he says is really cool, though. Of course, there are other actors and performances in this movie that I feel like I may have to mention, but honestly, I don't feel like I should because their performances are either bland or forgettable, and I don't feel like going on IMDb to remember who these actors are. It's an insult to my patience and to my intelligence, and to the rest of the audience, for that matter. I'm trying to drag this out for as long as I can, guys. I'm sorry. Number 5, the effects. What the hell happened? The effects in this film were just absolute garbage. I'm honestly not sure what to say about this. It's just bad. The Jurassic Park movies are now becoming Transformers level of embarrassing when it comes to these effects. If you go back and watch my original video on the Jurassic Park movies, or at least the original trilogy, you actually might remember me commenting on how well the effects actually aged to this day. I don't think I could say the same about this piece of shit. You know, honestly, this is the type of shit I see in my nightmares, or at least in a public school cafeteria. I compared this to Transformers because in movies like these, you would at least expect some good effects. The writing clearly isn't being worked on heavily, neither is the acting putting too much care into. So we would likely have at least some good action, you know, something to sell toys to. But you don't. I never forget that I'm watching a movie, that what I'm seeing before me is fake. Because of the lack of tension, I actually have no reason to believe that these characters are in actual danger. I no longer have a reason to fear for them, or to be on edge for them. As a matter of fact, not a single main character actually dies in this movie. Something so simple, especially for your target audience, which is like teenagers and children who are going to buy toys, this should be number 1 on your priorities. But I guess not. Now, another reason for this is actually because of something different than the effects. It's also because of the cinematography. Number 6, the cinematography. Okay, now for this section of the video, I'm going to comprise it entirely of every interesting shot or every well done shot in the entire movie. Yeah, that's right, there's none. Alright, now I feel like I really need to address this because I know there's going to be some douchebag in my comics that's going to be like, well, Kyle, it's a kid's movie. Who cares about cinematography? And to that, I answer with this. Why are so many kids' elements ignored then? Cinematography, believe it or not, can actually help action a lot in a film. And since this movie has very poor action, if not almost forgettable action, you start to wonder were the movie makers so lazy? I mean, you guys can't sit here and tell me you guys didn't want to sell toys, did you? Is it because you knew you were going to make money anyway? Who knows. Conclusion. Well, that concludes my Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie review. I start off in the beginning of this video saying that this was the worst Jurassic Park movie, and I still believe it. However, its biggest problem, despite all the other glaring flaws I've addressed, I feel is the fact that it's forgettable. That's the worst thing a movie can be. Nothing's good about it to where like you can come back to praise a movie, and nothing's too terribly bad that you can come back to laugh at it. It's just bland. There's probably going to be another Jurassic World movie, and I'll probably watch it, but I don't think anyone is excited for this upcoming film. I don't even think children are excited for this movie or any upcoming Jurassic Park movies. There's only one outcome for a movie at this caliber. It will simply cease to be a memory. At least now I can stop talking about dinosaur-related movies, at least for a while. I'm Kyle with the Katana, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.